So transitioning from first to second year and second to third year definitely have their own challenges and their own differences. I remember at the end of first year being in tears leaving my halls of residence and handing in my key and thinking, well, it's never going to get as good as this again, and being, very upset because everyone's like, freshers is the best time at uni, you'll have the best time ever, and I did. But then I got into second year and I actually much preferred it. I enjoyed that you knew what you were doing with your work a little bit more, you were more confident in the department, you knew who to go and talk to, you knew that where things were in the library, and that makes a big difference. So it no longer took you 45 minutes to find a book, it took you 10, and that made me feel a lot more confident. But also the social side of second year I much more enjoyed. So in first year I'm not much of a clubber personally, like I enjoy it, but I also I need my rest, I'm not much of a night owl. And in first year there was a lot of, not pressure, but a lot of expectation that you would go clubbing and it would be something you'd enjoy, and I did feel a little bit guilty saying to my friends, actually I'm going to sit this one out and I'm just going to watch Netflix tonight, is that okay? And I felt a little bit like I was failing first year social classes somehow, that I wasn't doing it right. But in second year people tend to be a little bit more relaxed, and you move into Selly Oak and away from the student village, and so there are different social options, so there's more pubs around and that might suit you better. Or like I did, I went into the city more, I went to shows, I went to music events and stuff like that, and so I got more of a range of social activities in my second year, and I found that a lot more refreshing and restful.
In the first year I didn't really throw myself in to other aspects of uni life. Like, I was playing the sports team, but that was about it. I wasn't doing any other societal things like film nights or events. I just stayed at home, kept to myself, kept with the friends I'd already made, thinking, I didn't need to make any more friends, I've already got my housemates and they're great. And then I decided in semester 2 that I was going to run for sports officer, and I got that position, and then I was thrown into the responsibility of, I'm now on the committee. Like, my role extends beyond the sports. I'm suddenly planning the end of year ball with my third years and other second years, and it was exciting. I felt like I knew more people from the course and they knew me because I was on the committee. They was like, it's the sports officer, we'll speak to him about sports, or we'll speak to him about the uni. And I enjoyed that, and that's something that I've continued into the second year, and then ultimately I will do in my third year as I've been re-elected.
Going from first year to second year I found it in the end to be quite smooth, but initially I was worried that everything that I'd kind of achieved at the start of first year, I was scared that I was going to have to start all over again in year 2, and making those friendships again. I was scared I was going to lose them over summer, so I just stayed in contact with my friends, and in the end I had the best time in year 2, so there was nothing to worry about. And I joined a load of societies at the start of this year as well. So that was to help me widen my horizons even more and make new kind of connections. As for my going on my year abroad next year, I'm really excited, but at the same time it's all quite uncertain, but in a good way. So although it's kind of daunting that we're going to this new place, it's kind of fun as well to meet all the people on my course and see where they're going and talk to them. And there are lots of ways to help me with that. For example, there's an intercultural seminar which we will all talk about the ins and outs of the year abroad and things not to worry about, things to worry about. So this all seems to be going quite well at the moment. So.
I found the most difficult transition was that from second year into third year, and starting to think about life after university, because I'd found life during university kind of pretty easy. It suits me definitely, being a student. So I think the thought of graduating and kind of entering into the real world was a real struggle for me. I think I hated applications for things. I just didn't want to complete them. I had a real crisis of confidence, and I've definitely come out of that now, now that the pressure is slightly off and I can kind of accept that it's okay that I don't necessarily have something lined up, and I can still decide kind of post-graduation what I want to do. But it was tough at the time, and I think being prepared that it will hit you, that you are about to graduate in your third year, is probably just something I would have kept in the back of my mind rather than it kind of hitting me all at once. That was tough.
The transition from second year to third year is it's like, you're tired, you don't want to go to school anymore. You're like, okay, can school just end? But the way third year is, it's actually been my best year, because you get into the system of things. You actually understand what they want from you, or you're getting to understand what they want from you, and you improve. And so it's quite interesting how from first year to second year I wasn't really looking forward to it. Second to third year I wasn't all into it, but now that I'm in third year I'm really happy. For the first time I actually look forward to going to classes, and it's a shame it took 3 years.
So I decided from the beginning of my university career that I wasn't going to do a year abroad. I think that there's a very small minority of people on my course in American and Canadian Studies who decided not to take the year abroad, because it's such an easy way to do it. You kind of get a fast track to the year abroad in America, which is kind of a nice aspect of the course. So deciding not to take it, people did it for different reasons. I know some people just wanted to graduate as quickly as possible. Other people did it for financial reasons or for emotional reasons. They didn't want to be away from home for a whole year. I think I really have grown in confidence throughout university, and I definitely think that I could have done it. And so I maybe regret not taking that opportunity now. And I think potentially I would have said to myself to take the opportunity and then say no if that wasn't for me, rather than writing it off completely at the beginning. I know that all of my friends who have gone out there have had good experiences. They haven't been kind of the dream year kind of once in a lifetime opportunity, but it has been a growing experience for them, and they have been able to travel, and it's maybe challenged them. And I think I would have been able to take on that challenge, and I would have been great out there. So I think I do regret not taking the year abroad now.
Every year has been absolutely fantastic. I wouldn't change anything. Yes, the work can be challenging. Yes, you can have sort of challenging social situations, but overall it's just fantastic. I've loved every minute.
So I know that there's a lot of support that you can get on campus. I have used Careers Network, which was helpful to look at my CV and cover letter. But I think for me, going home was a good thing to help. I think just getting some space away from university for a while, where it can be, there's a lot of other people in the same boat as you. And if you kind of stop comparing yourself to them and maybe just go home for a bit and kind of realise that it's a bit of a frenzy in third year. Everybody's so stressed about dissertations and deadlines and graduate employment, that I think when you go home and just kind of get a bit of rest and relaxation and TLC, that really helped me. I think just stepping away from it and kind of calming down was definitely helpful. And then coming back in semester 2 with a kind of different mindset was the best thing for me.